Oh, hello, Hannah. Not seen you for a while. How's it going with you? Hello, Emilio. Sorry, yeah, I started a new live. So, yeah, might do a bit of exercise tonight, but I wanted to talk a bit about, people talk about, like escaping the matrix and all that, and I want to talk, practical things and not gatekeep anything. And hello, Jimmy. How you doing? Hey, you're just wondering what do you talk about? Hope you're doing well anyway. Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Yeah, yeah, hope everyone's doing well tonight. Hello, good night. How you doing? Welcome in here. Right, I'm just gonna sort this description out. Yes, I restarted, so because like I said, I was just like not many people here, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start up a new one. What have we been up to? I went out. I'll tell you in a minute, but yeah, I just need to sort this out real quick. Yeah. So yeah, basically went out yesterday. Met up with two people. Well, I was actually supposed to be one, but yeah, but she was with somebody else, and wasn't like a date or anything. It was just somebody that I knew online, and it was just thought I'd actually you know just go out for the hell of it. And I was actually going to do some of my magic, but unfortunately, I mean, I did do a few stuff, but unfortunately, it didn't really work out as planned. I thought maybe we'd get some people to come up and watch us, but people just aren't interested unless you really just try and put yourself out there and try to be loud and obnoxious or whatever. And I just don't want to have to be like that. Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, welcome in everybody. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here, people. So who have we got in here tonight? Who else is there? So yeah, come and say hello if you're watching. Right, yeah, so hopefully this one will do a bit better, but I don't know, it seems like I said, it just seems to not really be wanting to push me out. I do think I'm probably being shadow banned. Like, it always seems to happen, like, yeah, it just doesn't seem to be growing as fast as it should be, and it will sort of grow for a bit, but then it seems like I start talking about certain things that they don't like, and then boom, they stop pushing me out so much. Have to ask, why would the algorithms being what that they are? I just don't understand. You have the stones to make a channel, and people who feel the same will support you. Yeah, I think you've been shadow banned. Yeah, I mean, I know it's saying we've got 34 people here now, but the thing is though, they don't really stick around, most of them, and I don't know. I mean, like, but it's just weird how they don't really push it out much at times, and then other channels that they seem to grow a lot faster. And it could just be me. Maybe I'm just not that entertaining, but it seemed to be going fine for a while, and then they just seem to have like, it's like, look, it's back down to 16 now, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of them are just scrolling. They're not actually sticking around. And hello KC154. Hello Haroon. I remember Samurai Jack cartoon. What's that? I don't know that, but I'm gonna get into the topic of the Matrix. The Matrix is attacking me. If you want to escape the Matrix, you better buy my real world program. Yeah, welcome back, Abby. You better buy my real world program. If you buy my real world program, you get rich. You'll be able to buy Bugattis, Lambos. You'll be able to slam bitches. You'll be able to have like hookers every night. It'll be great. Well, I do like Donald Trump voice. It's fake news. Andrew Tate is not the top G. Far from it. I'm the top G. No, I'll do what I want, Haroon. Anyway, like the live, everybody. Share the live as well if you can. So yeah, I just want to get into some topics and like around like the Matrix and your lifestyle and everything, trying to like kind of get yourself out of the system basically. So people that wonder about like like Southeast Asia, for example, maybe move over to one of those countries, and they're like, well, what income source would you have to support that? Well, an idea I've got is actually, well, if you save up enough money, let's say you save up, like 30, 40 grand, and some people can do that within about 2 to 3 years of saving hard every day, like all their money that they're earning, pretty much just going into a lump sum. What you do is you then put that into the into like an index fund, and let's say it's making you straight away making you hundreds of pounds every month. If you're in one of these cheap countries, that's probably going to pay off most of your expenses, if not all of it. Like it's going to pay your rent, it's going to pay your food in a lot of cases. I'm not saying that everyone should move over to these countries. I've been thinking about it myself, and I'm not sure if it's the best idea. But if you want to just like live a cheap lifestyle and you don't want to have to like have crazy amounts of expenses, then some of these countries can do that. They can live for a few £100 a month. So if you can save enough money, just to put into it, like a stock market, then it's possible that you could just live off the dividends off that, and then you could just run a business on the side just to make a bit of extra money. By then, maybe you could just do some blogging or something, and so the actual like path to freedom, if you want to do that, really isn't that hard. Like you can, like I say, it might only take you a couple of years to really get to that point. So it's about just being able to sacrifice a short amount of time for a long-term gain. And yeah, how's it going? Whoever this is, welcome in. Stack dull axe broke. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, there's no point in buying expensive clothing and like buying cars on finance. If you're gonna buy a car on finance, I was talking about this the other day, rent it out on some days of the week, because that's going to maybe pay it off. Like say you could put it on like Turo or something and then rent it out. Just try and rent out things. If you can rent out a spare room or something like that, and you can make money from that. You can if you can put it on Airbnb or something like that. It all depends on your situation. Some people don't have access to do that. No money, no honey. Yeah, that's it. If we make the money, we get the honey. Yeah. And speaking of money, I'm been making the money in this sense. Getting the I'll show you the. Yeah, I think the abs are coming on a bit more. I don't know. I was just been looking at them earlier, and I was like, it's not the best lighting, but yeah, we're starting to see a bit more definition coming through. You can see these abs here coming through. Yeah, just doing the crunches and stuff. I might do some of them soon, and try and get those abs popping more. And because with Jace, he's been doing it for about 6 months, 7 months, and he didn't really have that much of anything when he first started, but now it's like he's got one of the strongest cores on YouTube. So it goes to show, if you put like a few months of hard work into something every single day, then it pays dividends in the long run. But yeah, how are you doing, everybody? Yes, what's this? To be honest, money, aka paper money, means now these days, and more so into the future. Yeah, so this is why I'm saying we should be looking at investing your money into something like an index fund or something like that, because these people are going to be making more and more profit off your, people's like, by charging more and more money for their shitty fucking products. It's like, if you invest in those companies, then at least you're then getting, to benefit from that. You'll be able to benefit from the companies that are actually like screwing people over. Some people might say it's unethical that you're helping them to do it more, but I just don't even care anymore. Like, I'm past the point of giving a fuck. Like, because I just don't even care. Like, how's it going, Patrick? I'd rather buy affordable things, stuff that I'm actually going to use rather than expensive things I won't use. Exactly. If people buying all that golden chain or whatever, trying to impress people that don't give a fuck. And if people do give a fuck, they're not the people that you want to be around, because generally the people that are impressed by that are probably broke themselves, because actual rich people see through the facade. Because unless you have an actual legit business that's actually making money, they're gonna just take you as a joke. Yeah, Ghosty, how you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. So it's just an absolute joke when people think that, oh, buy this expensive chain that costs you £1,000, buy, like these clothes that cost hundreds of pounds per item. Like, yeah, not too bad, thank you, Ghosty. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. That would be really appreciated. Not investment if SHTF, it's what you have /no, then many numbers are on some screen. What do you mean? And about like buying assets or something, a precious metal chain that is real ? I mean, but it's like when it comes to like precious metal chain, there's a premium on that stuff. Hello, Wolfox. Oh yeah, Donald. Yeah. But basically, there's a premium on jewelry. So the thing is, if you try to sell it, you're probably not going to make as much for it, because it tends to get scratches on it and things like that, and it's probably not going to be worth as much when it's second-hand jewelry. So when it comes to like actual just bits of gold, like a gold coin, these things they can just like I don't know, intellectual property. I mean, there is that, but that's obviously, I mean, that's something that it's like for like the intelligent people really, who come up with ideas. Like the sorry being quiet in the middle of a boxing session while listening to this, that's okay. Like, if everything was to go F tomorrow, what's worth more, knowledge or some piece of paper? Yeah, well, knowledge about what? You're talking about like prepping and stuff like that. But I also don't see the point in just like stocking up on rice and pasta and things like that for like 6 months worth of supply. What are you going to do when that 6 months of supply runs out? If that's the case, you want sustainable stuff. If you're talking about that and you talk about like growing food, for example, then that can be something I can get behind, and that we should probably be learning to be more self-sufficient. If you're meaning like learning how to harvest rainwater and things like that, so you're not relying on the grid. I could get behind that. I was just nipping in to say hi and see how you're doing. We'll watch YT shorts now. Take care. Yeah, you have a good one. See you soon. All right. Anyway, like the live, everybody. Yeah, knowledge. Reminds me of that fucking Ty Lopez. Here in my garage is a Lamborghini. But what's worth more to me than material things is knowledge. I read hundreds of books every day. But speaking of like knowledge and learning things, and they say work smarter, not harder. So I can sort of get behind that as well. That because there's this old kind of like concept of like working harder and harder, hustling and hustling to make more money, but it's actually not the best way to do it nowadays. Yeah, at one time when it used to be about work output, but now it's about the ones that make the most money are the thinkers, the inventors, the innovators. Hello, Jason. But knowledge is power. Only when it's applied. I mean, knowledge, it's all relative. So yeah, like if you just have loads of facts and stuff, a lot of it could be completely useless. So it's kind of
So it's kind of like one of those statements that's quite a generalized statement, and I do agree to a large extent. Just like when they say, like work smarter, not harder. Of course, for some people, they should work harder. They should get off their fucking ass and do something. If you're lazy, at a certain point, because actually learning efficient is going to be a lot more, efficient at stuff done. For example, learning to, that you need to sharpen your tools, and in a literal or a metaphorical sense of it, learning to adapt. That when things go wrong, that you need to learn to be more efficient, make your processes more efficient, so that you can get more done in a shorter amount of time. Lilo metric, what do you mean? Listen to you, Lol. What are you talking about? So talk about like efficiency and like because going back to the whole thing of if you want to get out of this matrix of whatever you want to call it, the 9 to 5 rat race or whatever you want to call it, it's going to take some time of. It is going to take some hard work, but you need a plan. Hello, Dale. How have you been? You need a plan, is what it is. You can't just be like aimlessly just trying to start this thing. Let's try a bit of drop shipping. Oh, that's not working. Oh, let's because you've not actually stuck at anything. You're not actually sticking at anything for the long term. If you want to actually, do that, or you could just, like I said, you could just save up money, every penny that you make, save it up, and to invest into something for the long run. So yeah, it might take working harder at the beginning to like build up that finance, but the goal I don't think is necessarily to be like working your way up the career ladder, because I don't think that's necessarily the best idea now anymore. It's just I hear a lot of people like struggling to like get work up the ladder to get more and more money. And the thing is, even if that's the case, a lot of times you have more responsibilities, so you just end up having more workloads when you just end up not actually ever really progressing, because so that of all these people just trying to go above and beyond just to be disrespected. So the best thing to do is to just do the bare minimum at your job, then do something on the side to you get your income up, whether that's a side hustle, or like I said, just start like some kind of a secondary income, like to build up your finances, and then you can then invest that money into something else, like a index fund. You could maybe do crypto. So I know that's not always the best idea, but there does seem to be a bull run going on at the moment, so it might be. I don't know if it's the best idea. I'm not a financial advisor, but I would probably say that diversifying your investments is going to be the best idea, to spread your risk out. Just saying though, don't forget taxes. Well, of course, there's always going to be taxes with everything. Of course, that is yeah, that's something that you have to kind of take into consideration. So yeah, I have heard this thing about. I was watching this video and they were saying how that you can actually invest so much without it being taxed. So you have to look into like how to get around these sort of things, but in terms of like capital gains tax and all of that, and what the limits are, and there might be ways around kind of around that. So it's just yeah. So what do you mean 2 secs? But yeah, it's like there's all these different things, and it's like no tax on livestock, right? Is that true? So you could start a farm or something, and that could be an option. You just buy a plot of land, but that's gonna take money. So maybe if you say like you found a plot of land and it cost you, let's say, 50 grand, you could realistically, if you saved up for 3-4 years, then you could buy that, and then you've got your where is this? Where's what? Sorry. Selling live chickens. Well, you could do anything. You could raise cattle or whatever you want to do. But the thing is, you don't necessarily want to be. I wouldn't really be wanting people to be factory farming and shit like that. So if people are going to be like, as long as it's all done ethically or whatever, but chicken fighting, all right, assets. Yeah, it's like if there's some asset, then then it's something that of actual value. You were saying, but it's just that obviously it's going to take a lot of work to maintain. So, but I get what you're saying. It would be good to like grow your own food and things, even just for yourself. 30 to 45 years ago, 9 to 5 job was more than livable, but nowadays it's more hours, more days just to make ends. Well, yeah, that's it. Nowadays people are looking at side hustles just to be able to make, a comfortable living. So it depends on your situation, of course. If you've got to, drive to work every day. Say, like, for example, you're with all the petrol costs and everything, some people are spending, let's say, £30, a week or £40 a week just on petrol alone. And then when you take out the taxes and everything, and they're really left with like F all. So yeah, looking to buy those cool sunglasses they use in that sport. What sunglasses you mean? I got the Tate sunglasses, Top G sunglasses. Yeah, I'm gonna go get them, because I'm Andrew Tate. I am your father. You better worship me. I'm your God. I'm Allah. I am your savior. If you don't buy my course, I ain't gonna save your ass. You're gonna have to save your own ass. But that ain't gonna happen because Satan's gonna kick your ass. What color is your Bugatti? That's the problem. If the system taught people to grow some food would be awesome, but wouldn't work in the capitalist regime. Now that, what's that? Says for chickens, or what's that? You mean? I don't know, but yeah, that school doesn't want people to, even just things like foraging your food and stuff like that. They don't like people actually. They don't want people to actually be self-sufficient in any way. There's a lot of foods that you can actually, find in the wild. Like I was doing a lot of that in summer. I was picking a lot of like plums and apples and things like that. It was great. I was like literally eating a lot of like fresh produce and stuff. It was a lot of it growing around here. But yeah. But if people learn how to grow their own food, they'd have food growing all year and don't be having to worry about food shortages and stuff like that because they have it growing themselves. So the people who are more self-sufficient will tend to be the ones that'll be, a lot more prepared for like an apocalyptical scenario. But yeah. Love the sunglasses. Oh yeah. So sorry I refused to replace my phone. Yeah. If you ain't got like the iPhone 16, then you're a peasant. You're a brokey. You're poor. If you ain't got a Bugatti, you're poor. Yeah. I ain't no scammer. They say I'm like a scam artist. I ain't a scam artist. I teach people how to escape the matrix. How does that make me a scam artist? I teach people how to make money. and I make money doing that. How does that make me a scammer? They're all bots. They're all the Matrix bots. They're all like government plans trying to discredit me. All these like people who promote this degenerate lifestyle. Like, I can have like 5, 10 girlfriends at a time, but they all have to be virgins because I'm God. And you can't criticize me. You can't say that it's double standards. Like, I've slept with like 1,000 different women, but they all have to be virgins. Because if they're not virgins, they're degenerates. And I'm totally not a degenerate. What's that? Maybe tell people you're doing comedy rather than a discussion. Well, yeah, maybe that would, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that would draw people in, I don't know. But I'm just trying to just like, just trying to just kind of make light of the situation, because I remember like when I used to try to do Andrew Tate's voice, and people would say, "Oh, you suck at Andrew Tate," but I think I've improved at it. I think I've been watching too much of Andrew Tate. You can tell I've been watching it too much. I was just more kind of curious about like what he was like talking about and stuff, but to be fair, I did get caught up a little bit in it with the whole fucking, Sneeko and all these people fresh and fit, but I mean, sometimes they may have a few valid points, but then they say some really unhinged things about like when they say that your girlfriend has to be a virgin. It's like, well, you never know like what she might have gone through. It's like, it's like they're just like judgmental of others, but then they're just like they're saints apparently. They've never done anything wrong. They've never made any mistakes in life. Like, it's just total double standards. And, yeah. Like, who are they trying to fool? I'm very judgmental of women, says Donald. But also a lot of men are also bad. So, I think it's just people need to take a look in the mirror sometimes. But I think a lot of them know that they're hypocritical, but they won't admit it. From my own perspective, your channel seems an equal play field. Yeah, because as I try to also say that, like people who are, want to give counter arguments, that's fine if you want to do that, but it's like I don't want to get into I don't want to get to I don't really want to be into an argument. I just want to discuss topics and without people trying to, I don't know, it's like cause an argument, because that's just going to end up just creating tensions. And because, so I understand people are very passionate with their own beliefs. Like, for example, when it comes to things like religion and, yeah. Well, I mean, we all have emotion, though. That's what makes us human, with the fact that we have emotions. But when we are talking about a certain topic, that can't really be a thing. In that, we have emotions when things like, for example, someone dies or something tragic happens, then, that is how, if we didn't have any emotions, we would just be robots. And I think this is a problem with the whole when stoicism goes too far and then turns people robotic and devoid of emotions, and then even when things are getting really bad and then they're just told to just bottle it up and not show their emotions. And I think that can, go too much in the wrong direction. And I think it's about balance and yeah. But who is more emotional? Who's emotional? Sorry. No argument, but in discussions, that's the problem. What are you saying? It's like I said, I come on here to discuss rather than to argue points, and it's just people get a bit kind of I don't know. Maybe I need to try and do a rebrand or something to attract more people, but I still think that the channel's being suppressed. Because we should really be getting more people than this. We've got that 1,000 and odd subs, and even though they've been growing quite fast, but up to a few days ago, and now it's pretty much just kind of male/female. Are you talking about I would say men tend to be more logical, and women tend to be more emotional on average. Of course, there's exceptions. But exceptions still prove the rule. But yeah, I think this is why a woman does need a good man in her life to be a good leader, because oftentimes she might not might often make rash decisions. So I could say that there is something to that. But if you are one of these strong women who can logically make decisions, then okay. But I think a lot of the time they are coping, and they want to feel like they're all, that they don't need a man, when it's that they've been treated bad and they're doing that as a cope, and they're just acting like they're fine on their own. And but I thought we were talking about that before. I thought you was in agreement with me earlier, Amster. I thought you was, when we were talking about the shadow banning, and so I thought you was in agreement with me when we were saying about how when I talk about certain topics that they don't seem to really like me to talk about, and that could be why it's not really getting pushed out as much. What do you mean? When we talk about the nature of modern dating, and when I was talking the other day about how things such as things such as pornography is ruining things, and things such as sex work and all this crap that's degenerate. It doesn't seem like they really like me talking about this sort of shit. So yeah, you actually hear some of the stuff that goes on in some of these industries where there's a lot of trafficking going on. There's a lot of these people are being trafficked to do these things, and it's there's pimping going on, and but it's just, I don't know, I feel like with that Andrew Tate, I mean, I don't know what's going on with him. What do you think the allegations are true? Or, I mean, it just wouldn't surprise me. And the thing is, what people say, oh, why would he need to, do this kind of shit? He's got so much money and all that. Why would he need to be a predator or whatever? But the thing is, though, when you get so powerful and successful, they think that they're above the law, and that they start to go to their head, and they start doing quite, shall we say, exotic things, a lot of them. But you're wondering why your 100% truthful channel that is possibly being passed over, right? Yeah, so what are you saying? Oh, really, Emilio? Well, you keep going with that, and hopefully it works out for you. It's like the other day I was like, yeah, there was someone in my, there was actually Jace in my chat, and then started going on about like, you know, because someone was asking me if I would like, whether I would go for a chubby woman, and I'm like, not for me. Like there's a point where it would become like too much, and then Jace was like trying to argue with me in chat, saying that, oh, but what about after childbirth? Some of them they don't lose that weight, and I'm like, you know, I mean, in some cases you could say, well, it's the thing is if they were already healthy to begin with, and then they had a child and then they put on some weight, what are the chances that they're gonna keep that weight on? It's like if they've been in good shape and they're healthy, and then they get like and then they have a child, I really doubt that it's gonna really make that much damage, and it's not gonna be irreversible. I mean, I have to disagree somewhat when it comes to Andrew Tate. Well, I've seen documentaries and some really fucked up shit about him. I mean, I'm not saying the stuff about the trafficking is true, but basically he was like promoting like a pump and dump crypto, and lots of shit has been kind of exposed about him. There's been countless documentaries about, you know, about the fall of Andrew Tate and how he's been kind of scamming and grifting, and like, yeah, like I said, he might have a few truthful things to say, but like with all these people, they have to have some truth in order for their grift to work. Fair enough, I don't care personally. If they connect with my persona, I don't care. But I'm coming from the opposite. I looked amazing, yet being charged X amount for a kid I want to see. When you saying looked amazing, yeah. Do you mean as in like, in terms of like your physical looks or whatever? And are you talking about like, alimony or child support, whatever you want to call it? And I've heard that's an issue that a lot of guys that are dealing with, who they're not even getting to see their child, but yet they're still having to pay for it. Some bullshit, that. And I do agree that there is some shit that needs to be sorted out with all that, because, yeah, because this whole like baby trapping and all that, and yeah, it can give them some leverage as well. But the thing is, though, there's also, on the flip side, some men will get a woman pregnant, and then he can then use that as like a leverage so that he can just go and cheat on her. And so what I'm saying is that both men and women screw each other over in a lot of cases. Because I remember like arguing with someone a while ago. I ended up blocking her because basically what happened, right? She was trying to argue with me about it had to do with she made up some statistic about women who'd been raped, and it was a completely like, what she did is she brought up some statistic from India, right? And I'm like, we're not even talking about India, and she would not have it. She was like, so I was actually on a call with her, and she was like, somebody that I was talking to online, and I was like talking to her like offline, and she was going on about India, and I was like, what are you on about? I'm not talking about that. And I knew that straight away that she was just trying to kind of basically, I was like, you know, I can't be doing with people like this who are trying to kind of, it's a thing called sophistry. It's a form of like argumentation where it seems like you're making a good point, but then it's in a kind of like a, you know, disingenuous sort of way. But UAE, but that's not a man, what you were saying. What you saying? I don't know. I don't want to go down on a fat furry bird, no matter how much I connect with her. Yeah, I know, because it's like I would be a bit like I don't know. It could be a bit gross, but yeah, with all the fat rolls and all, it could be a bit of a yeah. Even if I don't have to see her, it would be like yeah. Of course, they might try to keep themselves clean and all that, but still, when you've got it would just get to a point where it's just. But anyway, what we're saying, but yeah, basically, this is what I mean with some of these people who, like, I was trying to kind of, you know, to just talk with this person and about something, and they were bringing up something about, like, some statistic from India. And yeah, I think what it was is it was someone on my TikTok basically a while ago who ended up blocking me. It was something that I was saying about because she was going about, I don't know how it ended up getting onto that point, but it was saying that she was saying she doesn't need a man, and I kind of got a bit triggered at that because I hear a lot of these modern women saying this shit, and it's like, so I was a bit kind of, and then she then went and told me about her like her trauma or whatever, and it was like, I mean, she could be telling the truth. I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. A lot of people will just try to make out shit that's not even true. You just don't even know. She could very well be telling the truth, but I know there's just a lot of people online just are like trying to get attention and sympathy. I mean, if she's telling the truth, and I was like, that's bad and all that, but the thing is, like, it's just that I hear a lot of these modern women saying, "Oh, I don't need a man," and then what that's doing is then a lot of men now feel like it's actually, I think this is part of the reason why a lot of men are feeling so kind of, you've seen a lot of depression in men, because at one time men would like to be provide for a woman. They would, be the breadwinner. They would provide for a woman and the family. But nowadays, it's become a lot more difficult. A lot more of men are feeling like they don't have a purpose now. What is 304 preference? Oh God, 303. We're talking about 304s in here. Oh goodness, but yeah. Hello to you, Manang Law. How you doing tonight? Just like Jamie has stated, yeah. But basically, what I'm saying is that we're seeing a breakdown in modern dating, and it seems like a lot of it's down to trust issues. I think is a big part of it. No one seems to trust anybody anymore because, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of dodgy people out there, both men and women. Both men and women are, trying to get over on each other. A lot of them, they're trying to exploit the other gender for their own gain. Like, for example, men might try to use a woman for his own gratification for the short term, to just pump and dump, shall we say. And a woman might use a man for her validation and attention. So both are just as bad as each other. And if these men just have this kind of like, oh, I'm just going to go and sleep with some random woman, you just end up damaging her even more. Like, the thing is though, these women shouldn't just be sleeping around with a random guy and then she complains that he doesn't want to see her anymore. But thing is that they should probably not be doing that, because it makes you a bit of a slut, I think, if you're, hello Fiery, how you doing, what's up? So it kind of makes you a bit of a slut if you go sleep with a guy on the first date, then maybe should look at yourself and take some accountability. But it seems like a lot of them these days can't take accountability, and they're just complaining about, oh, these men are blah blah blah. Well, you've got to be able to like. I understand that he might be hot or whatever, but you have to be realistic. If he's like one of these bad boys, you think, okay, that guy's probably going to use me. And it's like, if you go into it knowing that that's going to happen, then I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry for you at all. Pump and dump, I've used that term too. Pump and dump. You can tell I've been watching the fucking manosphere, but like I said, I don't believe everything that they say. It's just a lot of the stuff that these people come out with is kind of like hyperbolic and too general. A lot of it will probably be these kind of like city girls who are like quite slutty, and just like how a lot of these city guys are, kind of like fuck boys as well. So, but they say like a lot of these like ones that live in like smaller towns and stuff like that are probably not going to be as like, especially in these like even just like little like villages and stuff like that where they grow up with like good influences and stuff like that. They're not so poisoned by society. They're in these communities and stuff. So maybe if you want to find a good partner, then maybe one of them in these more smaller kind of communities in more kind of like into more kind of like, and the ones that are into more wholesome activities, like find them that are into things like health and wellness, as opposed to ones in a fucking nightclub or a bar who just want to drink themselves into oblivion. That's not going to be the best place, in my opinion, to be finding somebody. But yeah, smash it and crush it. Oh yeah, everybody is like changing it. Well, there was another one. What was it? Smash. What is it? Smash and dash. That was it. Yeah, smash and dash. But anyway, so basically what I'm saying is like, if you want to find someone good quality, probably best to just not look in these like big cities. But you get people say, oh, you should move to a big city. What? So that you can be around a bunch of degen hoes and a bunch of degen fuckboys. Nah. Probably better off being somewhere more quiet. Maybe find yourself more of a country guy or country girl. I don't think I've ever seen someone else say pump and dump other than you, Jamie. Well, that's the new thing now. It's it's actually been around for a while in a lot of the manosphere circles and stuff, but like I said, I think they're just as bad as like modern feminism in a sense that they complain about, they try and make out like it's all women, just like how a lot of these modern feminists act like all men are bad. Hello, Austin Garrett, how you doing? Welcome in here. I don't agree with, sort of generalizing everybody. I've been guilty of that before, of like generalizing things. But like I said, it's a very kind of like nuanced thing, and it's like it comes down to different demographics and stuff like that. And like I said, if you're in like the middle of a big city, it's probably going to be a lot more loose, shall we say, a lot more kind of liberal, shall we say, more kind of that, a bit more kind of like your players and those sort of people. Whereas more in the country, it's a lot more kind of conservative, generally more socially conservative. Yeah. So you're probably better off looking more in these sort of environments. Yeah, hi Anton, how are you doing? Yeah. What's up? Just noticed you there, yeah. So basically, yeah, so like I said, find yourself someone who's not been poisoned by society so much. Because when they're in these dense cities and stuff, that you get so many of these toxic influences, the party lifestyle, all the social media and everything. But the further out of that you go, then the more it's sort of more wholesome kind of people. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, you're from Jace's channel. Yeah, you was there earlier, weren't you? Yeah, how we doing anyway, people? I hope you're all well. I'm gonna maybe do a bit of exercising. I might do a bit of I'll do a few weighted push-ups, I think. And then yeah, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, gonna I'll keep the chat going after this, but yeah, just gonna do a bit of exercise. All right, how we doing? Oh, just flipped the camera back by accident. Advice: where can we find these true women? Like I said, probably away from cities and away from degenerate activities. Because you ain't going to find them there, probably. It's like, generally you can have an idea about someone's personality by, the type of activities that they're doing, whether they're actually wholesome. But yeah, obviously not everybody necessarily, like, some people just like to go out and get drunk, but, but I wouldn't necessarily be into someone who's gonna just do that every day. Hang on, why is this flickering for? Let me just turn it back on a second. Alright, what's going on? It's flickering. I don't live in this city, why, I ask. So is it not like better where you are or something? Because I've heard it's just like better outside of cities, really. Especially big cities. Is it flickering for anybody else? For some reason it just keeps flickering now. Anyway, share this out, guys, if you can. Subscribe if you're new here. That'll be really appreciated. At least we've got a few more people in now, but yeah. Seems alright to me. I don't know, it's just on my end. For some reason it's flickering. I don't know, maybe it's just on my end, so it's just weird. Yeah, it's flickering for me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Why is it doing this? Is it because I'm holding the phone or something? I don't know. It's just flickering again. Let's try and sit it down a second and see if it stops. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. But it's still doing it. What's going on with it? I've rested the phone. I thought, oh, maybe it's because I've been moving the phone around, but I don't know. Does anyone have an idea? Well, it doesn't seem to be doing it much, but it's kind of distracting a bit. But anyway, welcome in, everybody. Share this out if you can. That'd be really appreciated. Let's try and get some more people in the live if you can. Hang on. I don't know how to stop it, like whether I have to restart the live or something, but yeah, the end of the world as we know it. Oh yeah, like that song in REM. It's the end of the world as we know it.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Yeah. Anyway. I feel great. I feel fantastic. I mean, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Let's build a town. Let's build a wall. Yeah. Haven't heard that song for ages. Oh yeah, it's going back a bit, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know why it's doing this flickering thing, but does anyone have an idea? Any techie people out there that might be able to resolve this issue? I lost my controller on a ghost. No, serious guys, what do you think is actually paranormal spirit? No, seriously, what's causing it? What's causing it to flicker like this? For real? Lock your screen, then unlock it. Hang on. No, it's not stopped. I've unlocked it now, so yeah. Bloody Mary, I don't know. Does anyone have an idea of like what's causing this flickering thing? Because it just started doing it a couple of minutes ago. It was actually doing it the other night, so I don't know if it just does that sometimes or what. But the light's not flickering or anything. It's just, I don't know, something's off with it at the moment. And yeah, this is kind of probably not be good for like epileptic people, eh? That's a put a warning. Maybe restart the phone. Yeah, but it's going to restart the live. I don't know. I'm just going to keep it like this for now. It's just tough, isn't it? You know, I don't want to have to like restart right now with like 14 of you here. It's just, yeah. My internet been tweaking as to speak. What you mean? What are you saying that you're having issues as well as it or something or what? What's going on anyway? Like the live, everybody. But yeah, we'll just have to kind of deal with it, I guess. It seemed to happen when I went into the other room and was walking around and doing my exercises and like doing the push-up thing, and then maybe I could try and wash the wipe the camera or something, but I doubt that's gonna make any difference. Yeah, I doubt that's gonna help, is it? No, it's still flickering, so I don't know. Turn all the lights off in your room for a couple of seconds. Why? What's that gonna help? How would that help? Let's try it then. Well, I've got my laptops on, so I'll just try to turn it back on again. See if it's any better now. It's flickering again. I don't want to have to restart it though, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do if it, I mean, yeah, maybe if we were restart it, because I don't even know 13 people here, but most of them are just lurking here really, since they don't really say anything. It's working. You said tweaking. Hello CEO, how you doing? Hi, my lights are doing that as well since it started snowing. It's not snowing here though. Where are you at, CEO? So is it something to do with the weather? But I mean, it's a cold night tonight, so I don't know if it's I don't know. But so what does the lights have to do with internet? I don't even know. Oh, Birmingham. Oh yeah, do you know Jace? Because Jace lives in Birmingham, doesn't he? Yeah, welcome in everybody, hope you've all had a good day. So it's not just something on my end, is it then? Is it happening for other people then? Restart it, I don't know if that'll help though. Just wondering if it might not be just on my end. We'll come back, okay. It's just it's saying there's 15 here, but I don't know. Well, if it doesn't help it, then we know that we can rule that out, I guess. But I can see flickering. Yeah, but is it? I mean, is it happening to other people? As in, like, when they go on something, and then let's say if you turn your camera on, and what I'm saying is, it happening for other people like it's happening to me? That's what I'm saying. Is it just my issue that my lives are doing this, or other people's lives causing problems as well? I don't know, but we'll see what we. Well, I'll restart the live, guys. Come back. Yeah, but if I go in the other room, it's the same thing.
Let's have a look. You know, it was doing it in the other room. Watch. It's something off with it at the moment, so I'm gonna have to restart. I probably would restart anyway, because even though there's like supposed to be 10 people here, but hardly any of them are actually talking. So yeah, let's restart. I'll be back in a sec.